Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Sudha Jamthe, and this is Sudha Live, our Friday hour, where I'm going to be talking to you about AI opportunities focused on jobs, fellowships, courses, and interesting things that's happening in the AI world. So let's dive in. And I always like to start with congratulations. I have people who inspire me throughout the week. And I have a lot of students who are doing amazing, amazing, amazing things. So the first person that I want to congratulate is Chinmay. Do you remember who's Chinmay? Let me show you who is Chinmay. Chinmay came to us. She's a high school student from India. And she came to us at Weekly Wednesday, very passionate about sustainability and saving elephants from the forests of India. And she did she had actually built an IoT, and she built an AI around it to track different sounds of elephants to protect elephants from getting killed at human-elephant interaction, which is a very big deal in the forests of Africa and in India. And so what am I congratulating Chinmay for? I'm going to write down her name. So for some of you who are watching this on LinkedIn, some of you are watching this on YouTube and on Twitter. And then I'm going to be sharing all the links that I'm going to be mentioning here at my Jamthe newsletter on Sunday, that goes out on Sunday. So don't worry about the links, but I'm very big on diversity and spelling and pronunciation on names, because I want AI to get the diversity and inclusiveness in language models, understand all of us with all our richness of what we bring. And so Chinmay, I'm going to write her name out there in here for those of you who are looking at it on LinkedIn. I see some of you. If you want, you can say hello or introduce yourself. I won't be able to see who you are. I can just see the number of people who are here. So what am I congratulating Chinmay for is she got accepted to present a paper about how she built her IoT. I've collaborated with her, and she's amazing for a high school student. This is the first time she's publishing research. Where is she? And I'm going to tell you where she's publishing in a minute. And Suresh Lokaya, who is an engineering leader, has collaborated with Chinmay here. Yashashwini has collaborated with Chinmay. I've mentored her on this project. So we're very proud of her getting to publish. So congratulations, Chinmay. So it is the IEEE Internet of Things Conference, and sustainability is the theme. This is the IEEE's 8th World Forum on IoT that is happening in Japan, in Yokohama. And Chinmay is going to get to present. And there's a virtual component to it. And so hopefully we can all join in and cheer for her. So congratulations, Chinmay. This week, as I started collecting what I have to share with you in terms of AI opportunities and who I'm congratulating, my congratulation list was very big, which is a good thing, I guess, suppose. So let me share my screen again. Yeah. So I'm going to go in a different sequence. What we are here. So congratulations to Ruth Naduta. Here is Ruth Naduta, and this is from Zindi for building AI together. She's an ambassador for Zindi. So these are all ambassadors for Zindi. I know it's Ruth Naduta, so I'm congratulating her. Congratulations, guys. Okay, and then if you remember Marlena Lau, she had spoken to us, and she works with autonomous vehicles, which she's spoken to us at Wednesday also. And she is a mentor at Women in AI. We've shared about how Women in AI is an amazing set of women who mentor and bring more women to become entrepreneurs in the AI world. And they produce amazing, amazing AI startups and products. And so they take this very seriously and bring experts to mentor the people who have been selected to participate in their hackathon. This is Women in AI USA, and congratulations, Marlena, for being a mentor. And congratulations to Eric Wilbanks. He's moving to Amazon Alexa as a language engineer. And given my recent interest, specifically been talking about language models, going past NLP to add Global South languages to the mix to add inclusiveness to language AI. I don't know if that is the feed, but I'm tracking a lot of people who are working in this space. So I'm happy and excited to see what Eric Wilbanks is going to be working on. So I'm going to get to this. This is a series of jobs at Twitter. So I'm going to get to that. And then Pamela Gupta, and you should follow her because she has her own live stream on LinkedIn, and she does a lot of publishing and stuff in cybersecurity and AI business space. And she presented at IEEE SIG-ST, and again on AI and cybersecurity, IoT and 5G. So congratulations. So you can ask her if she has something she can share about that. And then Shia Brown did a very good presentation, a post about why we need more people in AI algorithm auditing AI business. With that, I think I have more people I want to congratulate, but I can come to another topic and then come back to it because I have a huge list of people are just making strides. It's just unbelievable. I love it. This is an event that is happening because people are saying, I talk about jobs, I mention events and they are in the newsletter, but I don't usually find time for them. So I just thought I should bring the events in ahead of time. So thank you guys for all your feedback. And if you're watching on LinkedIn, I'm watching LinkedIn specifically. So chat away. If you chat with me on Twitter in response to the feed, I will come back and check. I usually come back and check in a little delayed, and then I will share some posts and links. But usually I send out my newsletter on Sunday night, on Sunday morning, actually, my morning. And in there, that is also tweeted out, so you can get all the links. But live, you to ask me questions or, have any follow-ups on anything that I'm talking. I'm watching the LinkedIn stream right here. So this is an event from Lanfrica, which is Language Africa. So I'm going to talk to you in a minute about that. And they have a fantastic talks on a variety of different topics, all related to language AI. And so on August 29th, we have Hatem Haddad, who's a co-founder and CTO of iCompass, who's going to talk about African NLP, the state of African NLP, with some case studies. And it's going to go deep on, collecting data, processing data, and, deep learning models and everything. And these talks are free. It's at 17-hour African time, CEST. So I would say that's early morning for me here in California. So if you miss it from wherever you're in your time zone, they do a fantastic job. If you sign up for it, they actually have the archive of it right in the same place. So you should be able to get to that. Okay, I have one more thing related to Lanfrica. So I've been talking to you about, close this window, get it out of the way. Give me a minute. I am going to get to jobs, so I'm not, yes, good. Yes, Susanna, I'm happy also. Congratulations in my, okay. Okay, I'm going to get back to that in a minute. So let me move on to, let me see, I had the window open. Okay, I have it here. So what I was getting at is this Wednesday at Weekly Wednesday. So Weekly Wednesday is our weekly global series, global speaker series where we have a speaker come and educate us about the reality of working on different fields, educating us on different topics related to IoT, AI, and autonomous vehicles. And once in a while, we do a webinar. And this week, I got to talk to you all on a webinar because we've been working on Global South in AI and inviting 250 words abstract on making language AI inclusive, focused on Global South languages. And people were asking, what kind of things can I do? I'm not in research. I don't have time to do huge research. And they have challenges on getting, these are low resource languages, and they've challenged in getting the data set. Sometimes they want to do it, but then they don't have a collaborator. So what we did is we launched a Slack group called Global South in AI.slack.com, where you can come talk to me or Susanna Raj or Yash, one of the program chairs, and say, this is the idea I'm working on. We can give you a review. We cannot be the people who are reviewing the actual final submission. This is double blind peer reviewed. So there's a set of area chairs who are reviewing it and will accept or reject the papers. That's beyond us, but we can guide you on the process. And we've been doing that. It's been fun. I'm learning so much about various different language models, various different languages and history and culture. I'm seeing a set of linguists coming in. I'm seeing a lot of technology people because I've been in technology industry forever. So, and my students, I teach AI at Stanford Continuing Studies and AI Ethics at Barcelona Technology School. So I'm seeing a mix of my students' profile mostly, but now I'm beginning to see a lot of people from various different fields, focusing on linguistics, digital anthropology, building language models, and a lot of data stuff related to language itself, right? And when you say data for language is language, right? It's written or prose or music. So there was this one question. So we've started getting submissions. We had our first deadline on July 31st. We had a second submission deadline on August 17. So we've got a bunch of submissions come in. It's being reviewed by the area chairs. And then some people said, we're not quite ready. And also we had an issue with our getting our Slack set up and setting the communication, because this is the first time. So there were people who wanted an extension. So we gave it to you. So, and this is going to be a final deadline because we have to make sure that the reviews are done. And after that, we will have, on September 10th, we're going to have a Global South in AI meetup where we will have a poster session, teach people whose abstract gets accepted to build a poster session to prepare for NeurIPS. We have to work with NeurIPS and get your visa letters. So for those of you who are going to travel in person and get to present at NeurIPS at the Global South in AI affinity group, it's awesome. And for everybody who gets accepted, once you submit your 250-word abstract and the area chairs are accepted, then you will have a chance to present at NeurIPS, because we have worked with NeurIPS and agreed on a virtual poster session additional to the live. So when you started promoting this, we said 5 papers can get to present live. And then some of you said, but I can't afford to travel, and I can get a visa, and it's just not conducive for me. And so you submit it. If you're really making a change in Global South languages, it's great. And so I did a webinar, answered your questions. Susanna Raj had done one before. She joined me again this time. So if you go to globalsouthinai.org, you're going to see the call for paper. You're going to see the previous webinar by Susanna Raj. And so I want to show you a clip from my webinar, because we had some interesting people who showed up who work in the language AI world. So let me share my screen quickly. That would be faster. Here we go. I had very bad lighting there. So it's possible right now.
Yeah, sure.
So we had Christian.
My face, though my camera has some issues. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris. I'm really great to be here. I am an NLP researcher and also doing work on causality. It's the 2 areas I'm very interested in. And the the thing connecting these two areas, so I do NLP for African languages, and I do causality at Miller. And the thing connecting these two areas is, what do you do when you don't have enough data? So out of the 7,000 world languages, over 90% of them are on the low resource regime, where you don't have enough data for them. And it's easy to say, just get more data, but realistically, that's not very, very possible quickly. So at Causality, I'm looking at how to make better decisions with very small data. So besides that, I'm the founder of Landfricker. Landfricker is an initiative to connect African language resources. So part of the reason why there has been little progress in African language NLP is because it turns out that there actually have been many works and many efforts, but they're all scattered around the web. And because African languages are not so popular compared to English, you have very little, for example, if you search for machine translation data sets for Afar, it's an African language, you hardly get very useful results. So what we are doing is just making a concerted effort to actually find these resources. So by resources, I mean research papers, data sets, software, linguistic papers. So one unique thing we're doing is bridging the gap between linguistics and natural language processing and other domains, sociology, and finance, because most times when people say NLP, they just mean tech, but we can actually learn a lot from the other domains. So at Landfricker, we're just finding all these resources and connecting them and putting them in a kind of a central place where you can easily find them. Yeah, and besides that, I do research in Africa, NLP, so NLP for African languages with many colleagues at Masakane. That's a community of researchers and people who are interested in African languages, and they're very amazing. So these are some of the amazing things that we do, and I'm very glad to be here.
Thank you, Chris. I've joined the Masakane Slack, and it's like almost 1,500 researchers. It's such an amazing, vibrant community. So it's beautiful. I don't know any African language, so I have a dream to go to Nigeria, so I'm going to prepare myself for it one day. The activity I'm seeing there and the creativity of problem solving when you are talking about low resource languages and stuff is amazing. So I'm going to share screen and show Landfricker. Landfricker is the site. They have a Slack group, and you also host like weekly speaker series related to NLP.
Yes.
Yes, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, yes. So we have the Landfricker Talks. Sorry, it's not on the website there, but if you go to blog, then you see Landfricker Talks. Landfricker Talks is about creating a space to share efforts around research in low resource languages. So what we see in the world right now is there's a lot of hype around big models and big things, which is good. But we believe that the small ones count because they're actually very useful to the community. They can be used by the community. So not everyone has the money and the resources to download huge models just for. So the huge models, when Chris is referring to huge models, he's talking about GPT-3 and the like, which is trained on the entire Wikipedia and billions of parameters. And for low resource languages, you don't have them readily available for your community. So we focus on all efforts, especially the small ones, and we create a space for people to share the works that they've done. It could be an idea, it could be a controversial idea. So it's anything actually, from an idea to a paper to a project, published, unpublished, NLP, non-NLP. Just create the space for people to talk. And then the second aim of this is to create a knowledge base of information around low resource languages. So the kind of vision I have is in the next 10, 20 years, if you go up, you would see, I think up to the top. Yeah, Landfricker Talks to the top there, yeah. So the kind of vision we have for Landfricker Talks is like, next 20 years, you could have information on the internet about African languages, low resource languages, so that these languages are digitized and don't get extinct. So that's it about Africa Talks. Anyone is welcome to if you want to give a talk, there's something below. It's an email to reach out to. So everyone is welcome to give a talk, and we have it bi-weekly.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. I've been actually tracking that, and I share your upcoming talks as soon as you publish that.
Thank you very much.
And I share that on my weekly live stream that I do on Fridays and all. Okay, so that is this place. So I'm going to stop sharing. So Landfrica is where you're going to find the event I was sharing. So I hope you will go look at that and participate in it. And Chris is welcoming everybody to come present anything. If you have a project, you publish unpublished work related to NLP. So my motivation with Global South and AI is to find amazing people like Chris. Chris is working for NLP for African languages. Similarly, there is a Latinx in AI who are working with Latin American languages, primarily Spanish. I think they are working with Brazilian Portuguese. I'm trying to find out who's working with Mayan languages. That's all in the Latin American segment. And then within Asia, I just can't say broadly Asia, because Southeast Asia is different from East Asia, and there's so many languages and rich culture and history. And so I'm aware of one group from India who is actually working on a similar initiative, but they're focused on more building models and translations and transliterations. Let me find out. Let me share that screen with you. It's here. So they basically have created they've taken 16 Indian languages, or they think this one is for 12 Indian languages, and they've pre-trained and created Indic BERT. Then this is a multilingual sequence-to-sequence pre-trained model, again focused on Indic languages, 12 of them, and English. Similarly, they have a lot of algorithm transliterations, and I'm just showing you the models. They have translation. They have like open source data sets for machine translation. So this is what we are calling you for. If you're working on creating a data set for any language, or if you're looking for pattern in a language that you know that's unique to your language, that that is not being reflected in mainstream AI and NLP today. So that kind of thing. So you could publish in data or voice, that's what we're calling for the abstract in Global South and AI. So this is the AI for Bharat that is happening for Indian languages. They also have one for sign languages, which is very interesting. I did not know there were, for sign language for various 10 sign languages from around the world. I did not even know there were 10 sign languages around the world. And so this is open source data set and models called Open Hands. So one of my promise is Paria, who is our intern and a high school student who works with us as a program chair with Global South and AI, manages our website and our Slack and all our communication channel. She's going to work with me this weekend to get resources like Landfrica, AI for Bharat. We are going to come up with other resources that we can help you if you're getting started. It is not just going to be technical resources. If you want to understand language AI, if you want to go build models, we're going to give you the links. We're going to give you more resources to kind of understand the richness and diversity of the space and find your place in it. And if you've been my student, there's this quiz I do when we finish up the AI class at Stanford is what part of AI is growing the fastest, where's the biggest opportunity. And the last semester when I closed up, I was telling you NLP is the big thing because it's text and voice and speech. It's a natural way by which we communicate. There is so much data. Even for low resource languages, there is data and there is so much to do. And it's not just about taking a language, building a model. and there's a lot of models. There's about 100 languages that is supported by Google, 200 languages supported by a paper research that came from Meta. I've not had a chance to play with it to check the quality, or whether there's really it's racist, or whether it is diverse, and what is the performance of the model. But we have 7,000 languages in the world, and we have so many dialects. And then when you're thinking about the global South, there is English that is spoken in various different worlds. So I studied in English, and I studied in India, so I have an Indian version of English, and we have literature and authors and books around that. And then there is also like a combination of English combined with the local language called Hinglish, which is Hindi plus English, Singlish, which is Singapore from an English. There's a lot of those that is out there in different pockets of the world, and people are using it. People are communicating, and when they're messaging, they're chatting with each other, and AI needs to understand that. And so I hope whoever is seeing this, I'm hoping to find somebody who's working on Singlish or wants to work on Singlish. Please contact me. I would love for you to contribute an abstract to get in, and to Global South in AI. So globalsouthinai.com. You just go there, make a submission if you're ready, or go to the Slack, globalsouthinai.com. globalsouthinai.slack.com. Let me get that written here so you can see it. Global South in AI .slack.com. I'm not going to give you the Slack group. I'm just going to give you what the URL is here. globalsouthinai.slack.com. So you can join us, and it's a early stage community. So hopefully you'll talk to us, or you can find somebody who's collaborating on things. That might be a fun thing too. Okay. Let me close these windows and get it out of the way. There is another event called Computer Vision Festival that is happening on September 21st. And especially if you're one of my students working in the autonomous vehicle space, and or I talk about cameras everywhere. So this is one. And if you've taken the my no-code AI course, learning no-code AI at LinkedIn Learning, I give you a lot of hands-on exercise based on computer vision using no-code AI. So I would love for you to, check this out, see if this is of interest to you. Looks like a good quality event out there. Let me close the other windows. Too many windows today here. I have two windows looking at myself here on LinkedIn. At least I should close one of them. I'm going to go back to congratulating people. That's my favorite part of this Sudha live stream. So I had congratulated one cohort of Berkman scholars, the fellows. And this is Berkman Klein Center from Harvard. They have an institute for rebooting social media, which is a new program. So this is their inaugural cohort, 13 people and 13 researchers and amazing fellows. And this is called rebootingsocialmedia.org. And so I hope you'll check their backgrounds, their work, and follow them. And I'm excited to see what I'm going to be doing. Okay, and I'm going to tell you about an interesting job, but I have one more thing that I saw. Let me share that. Mia Dand, who runs Women in AI Ethics, the 100 Brilliant Women in AI, AI Ethics, published a Medium post about, it's called books from sorry, let me do justice to this. So it's called I Am the Future of AI, to highlight brilliant women from diverse multidisciplinary backgrounds. So here is this one. And so she's published a big list of books, authors who are all, women AI authors. And this is a showcase of women. She also has a whole women author list. And I just realized I have a habit of sharing, creating Pinterest board, and I have people who just follow me in there on various things that I talk about. And I have a books by women I admire list, and it might be interesting. It's not just limited to tech only. It is not related to language. I don't think I have more language ones here, but this is interesting books that I found interesting, and I wanted to share with you. So this Alara Darshan was a high school student when I met her, and this is her interview of women in tech, which is an inspiration. Weapons of Math Destruction, Weapons of Math Destruction by Kathy O'Neill. Is brilliant. In fact, Kathy O'Neill's TED Talk, this is Kathy O'Neill, you'll find that amazing. And she is actually part of the Coding Bias documentary Netflix. And I'm a huge fan of Marcia Collier, and I don't know how many books she's written. Last I knew she had published 30 books or something. And she's my inspiration to, get started into this whole writing world as an author. So there's amazing books in here. So this is on my Pinterest, pinterest.com, Jamthe. Of course, I have a Pinterest board for a lot of other things that I work on. So if that's interesting for you, feel free to follow. But definitely follow these books of these amazing women. Checked out their work. I would definitely recommend that. I would highly recommend it. And thank you, Mia Dan, for even inspiring me to think about this, because I've just been just collecting amazing books onto my Pinterest board whenever I come across them. Okay. I want to go back to, let me close this out. Okay, let me share this. Okay, I will come back and add the list of books if you guys want to see the link here. My list from my my Pinterest. Yeah. Okay. There are 2 jobs that I definitely want to share with you. There's a bunch of jobs. So for those of you who are new, yes, I know I'm not sharing my screen yet. Thank you. So bit.ly/Jamthe newsletter is my weekly newsletter. For those of you who are watching this, come back and say, okay, she's talking about different things. Where's all the links? So they're all archived under bit.ly/Jamthe newsletter. So you can just come in, you will see the recording. These are the people I congratulated last week. There is Susanna Raj. She really inspires me on a daily basis. And keeps me in check at the Global South in AI, so that we set a very high bar that it is, she has brought this double-blind academic rigor to what we are doing here as a call for paper for the very first time that we're creating a social affinity group at NeurIPS. So I tend to share jobs as a big list at the bottom and keep a running list and try to clean them up as they get we're done with them, right? As they expire and stuff. And this one I showed you last week, RIIAA, is a Latin American AI conference hackathon happening in Ecuador this time. So these are this is all from the bit.ly/Jamthe newsletter. So if you want, bookmark it, come watch it and read it and go back to the jobs and things I mentioned here. And this is where, or you just join the mailing list and you'll get an email that goes out on Sunday mornings, Sunday morning, my time. So it's morning, Sunday evening already in Europe and Nigeria. So that is where you will get all the links and you can reply back, talk to me, give me feedback. I'm big on feedback, so I know what works and what doesn't and things like that. Okay. I also have another person. Told you this week was such an inspirational week because I could congratulate so many people. So Brenda Maina, she's an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and she's been accepted in the Center for AI and Digital Policy Fall 22 research group. And do you remember where we have been talking about I think I would call it KDUP. I don't know whether they go by the KDUP. We have been sharing things from there. Merv Hickok is on the board. Oh, Merv liked this one. Maybe that's how I found this. So Merv Hickok is on the board of Center for AI and Digital Policy. Definitely follow Merv. She does such an amazing job of sharing everything in the AI world. And she's very big on policy and law, but she also collates things very beautifully from around the world on her own website and shares things, and she's part on the board. So Brenda is going to be a fellow for the research group in KDUP. So congratulations. So I want to share two specific jobs here. They're kind of totally different kind of jobs. Let me find that for you.